how was she in this abusive relationship?
And I just thought if this could affect me in this way, then I can only imagine what it could do for women and people who are in this situation all over the world.
Colleen Hoover spent months orchestrating a plan to edge Justin Baldoni out and reclaim her book rights, displaying a truly unhinged mindset. Whether Baldoni's entire image ended up in tatters or not was irrelevant. She was fixated on bringing him down by any means available. Once Blake Lively teamed up with her, Colleen pulled off one of the most underhanded maneuvers Hollywood has ever witnessed, endorsing Blake's assertions without a shred of evidence and swiping the project out from under him. Now that she's feeling the pressure, she's abruptly announcing her retirement. Absolutely diabolical. Whether it's scheming behind Justin's back or dodging responsibility for her son's alleged essay issue, Colleen's actions have been downright shocking. But is this truly curtains for her, or is she just trying to evade the fallout and the shame? Buckle up, everyone. We're about to name and shame the shameless in order to set the stage. In 2019, Before It Ends With Us exploded in popularity. Justin Baldoni spotted something remarkable in the book and got in touch with Colleen personally. Before long, they exchanged countless emails in which he spoke glowingly of the story, calling it romantic, heartbreaking, and beautiful. Justin was deeply committed to the project long before it went viral on TikTok, and Colleen was clearly thrilled. She answered him right away upon realizing his intentions were genuine. She was so enthusiastic about Justin adapting her story that she even proposed he play Ryle, the primary male lead. Interestingly, if we fast forward to casting, Colleen was also the one who suggested Blake be hired, supposedly because she was already a fan. Justin obliged, so Blake wasn't alone in pressuring Justin until he yielded he had already experienced something similar with Colleen. As agreeable as Justin Baldoni might be, he really has to quit trying to please everyone, but I digress. In essence, everything was fine between Justin Baldoni and Colleen Hoover until Blake and her dragons arrived on the scene. In what could be labeled a betrayal, Colleen abruptly turned against Justin. She began backing Blake Lively, who, let's recall, hadn't even bothered to read the book before accepting the role and literally didn't know Colleen existed. Colleen defended this person despite lacking sufficient proof. Now that backlash has hit, she's deleting her social media, acting as though she was never involved in the turmoil. Folks, on that fateful day, Colleen was upstairs with the rest of the cast, while Justin and his family were barricaded in the basement. This is true betrayal. People have been lambasting Colleen for throwing Justin under the bus just because a more famous face came along. And once the situation blew up, she didn't even address it. She simply vanished from Instagram. Apparently, Blake wasn't the first to show a lack of awareness by promoting her drinks and hairline. Would you believe that the author herself, who has openly stated the novel, drew from her parents' real marriage, once attempted to release an It Ends With Us coloring book? Yes, a story dealing with serious real-life concerns like trauma and abuse. And she decided it needed a coloring book? Furious fans forced her to pull it almost immediately. Many believed she was irritated that she'd sold the book rights before its huge success and lost out on greater earnings. And of course, Justin wasn't going to return those rights. Thinking it over, that could have been when she started resenting Justin once it became apparent he was making more than she was. Still, unlike Blake Lively, Colleen actually apologized and took down the coloring book after she got called out. And everyone, that's not even the darkest chapter in her growing list of controversies. Rumors have circulated that Colleen's son allegedly committed SA after they connected on Snapchat, fully aware of her age and her status as a student. According to the girl, she reached out to Colleen, who responded by blocking her rather than handling things responsibly. Imagine a mature adult who writes about abuse and trauma, brushing off and silencing a victim rather than confronting the situation solely because it involved her son. Naturally, when the story emerged, Colleen defended her son, stating that reports were inaccurate and that the 16-year-old had distorted events. We talked about the incident. I apologized to her, thanked her for informing me, and I offered her our address and attorney details if she needed them. I held my son responsible for sending an inappropriate message, she said. Word on the street is that this might be the principal reason she removed her Instagram in the first place, because this controversy started resurfacing when she sided with Blake without any supporting evidence. She's built an entire career depicting survivors of abuse, yet she's nowhere to be found when it's time to do the right thing, be it the Justin debacle, the Blake Lively situation, or the accusations about her son. Colleen Hoover is coming off very suspicious. The internet has every right to be on her case, because it's not merely about about a film adaptation anymore. It's about someone who claims to stand for victims, but keeps making contradictory decisions. The way she led social media the instant things got serious makes her look like she refuses to take responsibility and lacks any real conflict resolution skills. Folks, this is only the beginning. It Ends With Us is riddled with problems courtesy of its own author. More proof is on the horizon, and with every reveal, the picture grows bleaker. Let's examine the claims that Blake and Colleen teamed up to wrestle the book rights from Justin Baldoni. People were pretty shocked when, out of the blue, Colleen appeared online praising Blake after she accused Justin of supposedly essaying her on set allegations that now appear to be wholly baseless. Colleen referred to Blake as honest, kind, supportive, and patient, thanking her for being a nice human. Excuse me? Let's hold up a minute. We're talking about the same Blake Lively who stands accused of bulldozing the entire production to grab the reins. The same Blake who, based on leaked info, was far more fixated on the film's aesthetic than on preserving the integrity of the book's narrative. The same Blake who allegedly hopped on board just to flaunt her Hollywood influence, who activated her 2 dragons to force a whole scene change and cause complete mayhem on set. Is that Colleen's definition of a nice human? So, Colleen's abrupt decision to champion Blake really rubbed people the wrong way. Critics point out that if Blake's account of Justin were truthful, more folks like cast members or staff would have emerged by now, describing him as unbearable. But that hasn't happened. In fact, Blake is the one carrying decades-old allegations on her shoulders. Basically, she's very obviously heading this charge, and Colleen is trailing right behind. Various theories have cropped up. Some say Colleen wanted to remain in Hollywood's good graces. Others think she was annoyed that Justin wasn't making her the kind of money someone with Blake's clout could. Either way, it seems Colleen made a bad gamble. She now realizes she brought the backlash upon herself. You can't simply side with high-profile figures and hope nobody notices. The internet isn't as easy to fool as it used to be. We've seen cases like Jennifer Lopez and other celebrities who acted with impunity, thinking they could slip by unscathed. Nope. Viewers are becoming more discerning, and Colleen has learned that the hard way. There's also additional footage suggesting Colleen was involved in, and eager for, a double cross of Baldoni. In one CNN interview featuring Blake, she was asked about doing a sequel. Answered she would, as long as Colleen possessed the rights. But last we checked, Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios own those rights. So why was Colleen acting as though it was on the table? What did she and Blake know that nobody else did? And right after that little publicity moment, Colleen quietly launched her own production entity, Heartbones Entertainment. Indeed, the proof is all there. In October, Variety casually revealed in an article about another Colleen Hoover movie agreement that she and a partner had founded a production company for future adaptations. Why do that if she wasn't expecting to regain control? Everyone, the chaos keeps intensifying. If the Justin Blake and Colleen scandal wasn't enough, now there's word that Colleen Hoover might be retiring. On the flip side, another angle has emerged. Not everyone is writing Colleen off at this moment. Some suggest she might not be entirely at fault. Rumor has it that Blake was manipulating her, potentially feeding her stories about Justin making her uncomfortable on set. Ultimately, Justin Baldoni approached this with honest intentions, but Colleen Hoover and Blake Lively had alternative objectives from Colleen switching sides without offering evidence to the clandestine moves aimed at stealing Justin's rights. This entire situation is highly suspicious. What do you think? Was Colleen simply a pawn in Blake's grand strategy, or was she duping Justin from day one? Share your thoughts in the comments, and remember to hit that notification bell for more deep dives and fresh developments in this unbelievably twisted story about the actress biased by Ryan Reynolds and her 2 dragons. Catch you next time!